Hello, I'm Anne Pickard from Anne Pickard Sugarcraft, and this tutorial is all about making faces. Not just of making faces of men, which are easier to do, but also making faces of ladies and the differences. As you can see, I'm using my PME number 9 tool and also my guide to sizes to make these little faces. When you make a face of a man, I'm going to need a little head, this time size D. So I start with a ball of icing, check it on circle D. If it's the right size, I'm ready to go. For a man's face, I make it into a short oval shape, and that's the shape of your man's face. Okay, use your PME tool to make a hole in the face 2/3 of the way down, and that's where the nose will go. The nose is a little ball size eye. Hold that on your guide to sizes and check it fits the circle. And then we make a little teardrop shape from it. So it's got a point at one end and it's rounded at the other end. Push the point. It's always a little bit fiddly when they're this small, easy to drop. Push the point into the hole and your little man's face has got his nose. Now I want to show you now how to do the eyes. I'm using black colour, which is a paste colour. I like licorice black, paste colour, and I use a cocktail stick. And this is what I do not want to do. This is the wrong way to do the eyes. Do not go in from the front and mark dots, because your person will look mean. What you want to do instead is rest your stick back against the face and mark long eyes. And a really nice little touch as well. Be very, very gentle when you do this. Just the tiniest little dot just above those eyes for eyebrows. Now when you come to mark the mouth, there's various ways you can do this. You can make a little O with the end of a tool, and there is a little face with a little O, just a little mark, just like I made the hole for the nose to go in, but not quite as big. Or straws are absolutely brilliant. If you've got a drinking straw, yeah, and you cut halfway, can you see I pulled up the top bit? Can you see the shape I've left there at the bottom? I've got a little smile. And depending on the size of straw you have, you could do a tiny smile or a big smile, all depends on the size of the straw. So if I just hold that back there, in fact I'll cut it off, it'll be easier. Cut that top bit off. Get it out of the way. So I'm left with a little curvy shape there. If I push that into the face, he's got a lovely smile. Now we're going to come to make ladies' heads. Ladies' heads are more difficult to do. With a lady's head you want to give it a slight chin, because if you end the lady's head with a rounded end like the man's head and you stick it down onto the body, it squashes the neck and she doesn't look very elegant. So this is how you make a lady's head. I've used a small D size ball, so it's a bit smaller than the man's head. I shape it into the same shape as the man's head, which is an oval shape, and then I very slightly point the chin, like that, so it's slightly more elegant, the shape of the head. Turn it to the side now, and push your finger there, so you're actually sloping the chin backwards. It goes up as a slope to the back of the head. So that is your lady's head shape. We put her nose very low down on her face, and it wants to be as tiny as you can do it, so that's much lower. The reason you put the lady's nose on so low is if you put it on higher like you did with the man's nose, you give her a big chin, and if you give her a big chin, once again you've lost that elegant look to her face. So she has a little nose, she has little ears. Mark the little ears like that. Her eyes are done with licorice black, paste colour, just like the man's. Do them quite low. She's going to look like she's got a really, really high forehead, but that's okay, because when you put her hair on, you will hide that. And then if you wish, you can do the tiny, tiny little eyebrows, just with a little dot. And we'll give her a little smile, but we're going to use a smaller straw for her smile. And I'm just going to push in a little smile like that, and there's a lady's head. When you come to put the heads onto the bodies, you put them on differently. When you put the man's head onto the body, I put some spaghetti down into the body ready to support it. If you're interested in having a go at making people, the whole of the people, so you've got the bodies, you've got how to dress them, etc. It shows you how to do it in my books and my DVDs. Pop that straight down and you've got your little man's head goes on that way, straight down onto the spaghetti. Okay, that's how the man's head goes on. but look how differently the lady's head go on. You've got your spaghetti going down into a neck, and what I've done is when I've made this neck piece, I've pulled it up so she's got a little bit of a length there to it, and instead of putting her head down like that, which I would do as I was doing the man's, I put it on sloping upwards. And if you look at the angle of her neck and her head, it is completely different to the man's. And she now looks like she's got a neck. You can see her elegant chin, and she hasn't got a squashed jaw, which she would have if I put it on like the man's. And that is how you put your ladies' heads on. If you are new to sugarcraft or to my video tutorials, you can achieve all these techniques and ideas with just 2 simple items: my guide to sizes and a PME number 9 tool. These are now available on my website as a set.